During the Bronze Age, many new technologies and inventions were created to meet the needs of these increasingly complex societies, including the earliest writing systems.
Writing developed first probably in the Sumerian cities of southern Iraq, southern Mesopotamia. All of these civilizations that developed these urban-based, complex societies developed writing for the elites to control and to administer the complex transactions that were taking place. So initially, a lot of writing had to do with keeping track of the tax revenue coming in, keeping track of the produce going out.
Mesopotamian writing started actually as what you might call a logographic system, where each character stood for a word. So if you wanted to represent the word water, you'd have a symbol that stood for water. Now, very often these symbols were also pictographic, meaning it was a picture of the actual object being represented. But not every character was pictographic. The character for sheep is a circle with a cross in the middle, and it's not a picture of a sheep. So somehow they came up with this symbol.
This logographic system worked in the early Bronze Age, but with nearly 1,000 characters, memorizing all of them proved too inefficient. Over time, a new system developed into what's known as cuneiform.
Cuneiform, it comes from the Latin. It means wedge-shaped. It's made with reeds being pushed into wet clay.
There's a sign for fish, but it gets turned into a set of wedges, and you'd never have known that originally it was making the shape of a fish.
The Sumerian counting system was based on the number 12 rather than 10, which is why we divide our days into two 12-hour blocks, our hours into 60 minutes, and our minutes into 60 seconds.
In Egypt, one of the pictographic writing systems survived and eventually developed into Egyptian hieroglyphics.
When we look at cuneiform versus Egyptian hieroglyphic, we see a real difference. And that is that with cuneiform, it began as administrative use. So it was really meant for writing on tablets, so very small sort of media. Whereas with Egyptian hieroglyphic, a very different purpose from the very beginning. That kind of writing was meant for monumental sculpture, monumental paintings. So the actual writing had to be large, and because it accompanied these artworks, it had to be artful.